I just wanted to start by talking a bit about the market environment. So everyone knows we are transitioning from a kind of pure linear broadcast market to a multi-platform TV market. I just want to get a sense from the panel of where you think we are in that transition. Are we at the beginning of the end of the beginning? Is linear going to be 10% of the market 5 years from now, or 50%? What's your sense of how much further this transition has to go? What's inventory going to look like 5 years out?
So I've been saying this all week. My crystal ball is very foggy, and so I think it's very hard to put a time frame on how convergence is going to happen between linear, digital, on-demand, time-shifted viewing, etc. But what we're doing at Fox and what we're seeing in the wider television media sell-side industry is that we're preparing for the future. And the future is one in which there can be multiple eventualities, multiple currencies, flexibility to support what one type of advertiser wants to do, what another agency's big strategy is, what another advertiser wants to do, whether that is, go for pure addressable one-to-one targeting on the platforms that support it, and then go hybrid with, indexing, optimized linear, and different types of data sets and so forth. And so, linear is alive and very, very strong, but we're definitely seeing nonlinear growing very aggressively. And we have embraced and continue to invest quite heavily in the nonlinear models, because for us, it's not just competition for ad dollars that we're competing for, we're also competing for human attention. And so that means that we're competing against the next-gen platforms, but also we're competing against ad-free viewing environments. And so going back to advertising, though, what we are doing is preparing for multiple eventualities, multiple currencies, and
I guess one way or the other, you know that the future of your business as a broadcaster has to be to monetize non-linear inventory as effectively as possible. And we can argue about how much of it there is, but that's the growing part of your business.
Yes, and there's huge opportunity to leverage the technology that exists today, whether that's technology on the connected television set or it's advertising technology in digital environments where there's cookies and device IDs that we're able to identify that audience. That's something that we're all doing today, and I'll hand it over to Gabe at Viacom.
I was going to say, Gabe, is your crystal ball any less fuzzy?
So no, and I look. There's people sent me links within the last 7 days arguing, literally, deep research, survey-based, quantitative research saying either OTT is going to take over the world, linear is going away quickly, or you won't believe how much linear TV people are still watching. And I believe both of those things. And to Noah's point, we are investing in the belief that a transition is happening. There is a rate of change that you can't necessarily granularly predict, but the way you want to address that transition is, okay, so what do marketers want to buy? How do agencies want to buy this? And where the audience is in 2019 versus 2021, I think there's going to be a lot of similarities in the way a marketer wants to address them, right? They are going to want to understand reach across all these different environments, right? Like with fragmentation, it becomes, we certainly hear this all the time, I'm heavy here, find me the people that I care about that I can't get there. Where are they going? How do I find them? So you sort of anchor it to, okay, the bars are going to move around in the stacked bar chart, but the marketing challenge, we think there's a lot that spins out of fragmentation and a lot that spins out of, look, marketers are really smart about data and segmentation. They want to understand where people are going in all those different environments. So how do you continue to have the infrastructure, foundation, and willingness to participate in a way that makes sense across all those platforms?
So, Scott, I guess we've heard a bit about how broadcasters are responding. You obviously talk to broadcasters daily. What's your sense of what the industry's leaders are doing to adapt to the kind of environment we've just been hearing about? How do you bring all this stuff together and make it really function and deliver what the buyers are looking for?
Yeah, I think the reality, and one of the other things that we're seeing, I don't know, I think it's an underpinning of what Noah and David have been saying, is that there's a fundamental a shift in the demography, right? And there's now a much broader population that was raised on instant gratification, which means what anybody needs to be thinking about, whether it's a technology platform, a marketer, a broadcaster, is choice. We have to provide consumers with choice. We can't force them to a free AVOD business. We can't expect it to be purely subscription-based or on a pay-per-view basis. So I guess my point is that the broadcasters really need to be thinking about it holistically and then deploying analytics that are sitting across the licensing of content, the subscription services, the AVOD businesses, and connecting all of that together to look at really more holistic content ROI across all of those models.
And that's a long way away from being straightforward. I mean, can you just give us a sense of what industry sort of best-in-class broadcasters that you guys work with and talk with are doing to deal with this fragmentation problem? It seems a big problem in the industry.
Right now, there's something that Ooyala is doing. We have a few pilot customers. I don't know that we're going to announce it just yet, but we're doing some work with some pilot customers, broadcasters throughout France, Germany, and Sweden, rolling out an integrated platform from an analytics standpoint where we actually have what we would call a data lake that shares. It's a common platform across all of the advertising that's distributed, as well as all of the content measurements. And so we're looking at audiences and how their content consumption patterns vary between those different business models. And so we're building a lot of measurement tools and insights, but we'll, in the next couple of quarters, we'll have more to announce on that.